And welcome back to another edition of the John Wayne Surge Protector Podcast, 60/40 production. I am Eric Halsey.
I am Alex Midway, and it sounds like you are getting that voice back because it sounded like you were about to launch into it. In there, and you held back.
Thought about it. I am probably, if I had to guess, I'm about 75% out of this RFK fog, but I still have a little bit of that frog in my throat, and I wanted to do it and definitely pulled back off of it.
You wasted a perfect opportunity to promote 60/40 there.
Damn it. All right. Let's cancel this and hit re-record.
Yeah. Let's just phone it in right now. We're done. We're off to a bad start. But no, we're a podcast for the people, and first of all, to the people listening out there in Hawaii, yeah, we got some Palantir stats on our end here. Mahalo to you as well. And I do want to say that last episode was the first time that we had something that was football related and not related to politics or anything else. It was on there because both myself and Eric on here hate the Chiefs, and I found it hilarious that a grown man was throwing up the L to a child in a Mahomes jersey.
They deserve it. They have wreaked havoc on the league forever, and they're very good. Clearly not as good when they have to play a straight-up game without ref help. But, yeah, I don't feel bad for these people at all.
I'm not going to lie, I kind of feel bad for Patrick. He's out there, he's working his tail off and everything else like that. He comes home to his horrible, horrible human being of a wife, wearing a giant MAGA hat and throwing beers on the fans. He's like, God effing damn it. Fisting at his brothers dancing on the other team's logo at halftime, making TikToks. He's like, I just want to play football, man. Leave me alone.
Yeah, a three-time Super Bowl champion with $500 million of salary is it really kind of pulls on your heartstrings there with that kind of tough life he's living. This makes one of us.
Hey, man, he's fighting an invisible battle down there.
Yeah, this is now that I'm dealing with the Brady issue. I don't care, man. I don't care. I wish nothing but the worst for him.
Brady's essentially literally owns your team now.
Yeah, I know, but we don't have to constantly get our hearts broken by him twice a year like some other people have. And yeah, I don't care. Mahomes, you got exactly what you married, and I'm happy for you.
What if Brady went there? He's like, F this team, Gino stays. He's like, but he's throwing picks. He's like, you heard what I said. Also, league maximum. We're giving him a new contract.
Yeah, it's still the reminiscence of that voodoo from the Tuck Rule game that really ripped my soul out of my body. I think that's when I stopped believing in God, honestly.
As good of a reason as any.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to stop believing in a God of finance, let's go kick it on over to the Tesla ticker. 433 on Tuesday, went to 438 this morning, 435 as of close. Literally zero info as to what happened. The only things I find are negative things about it. They're talking about Tesla not being innovative, a Model Y not dropping enough to appease investors, and yet the stock it keeps rising. It's a zombie stock.
It's completely rigged. I don't understand it at this point. I feel like we've talked about enough where I don't think I'm the stupid one. There's just no logic involved in here.
And it only gets worse because the one thing is I'm looking at the Tesla stock and everything. So have you heard of something called Archer Aviation?
I have not.
So these guys are out there. They're trying to make taxis, robo-taxis. But as the word aviation implies, they're trying to make flying robot taxis. And they were pictured at the Paris Air Show, and they were right next to Elon's little robot, the little racist popcorn machine from the Tesla diner. And they're like, oh my God, he's so close next to there. And Elon might buy that company. Their stock popped 14% just from being in the vicinity of Elon.
Let me ask you a question. What would it take to get you onto an Elon Musk run robo plane?
with him knowing my browsing history, there ain't enough money on this planet because that thing's taking a nosedive. Like Peter Thiel says hi, like, uh-oh.
Yeah, after watching all these videos of Teslas, and their autonomous driving just mowing down pedestrians, I am not trusting a plane to self-land itself. Not from him.
I'm going to be sitting inside that Model Y as it loads itself on a shipping container. And about 2 weeks later, I'm going to get let off at the Russian front lines as it goes and runs itself into a field of drones. I'm like, oh, I should have seen this one coming. That's on me for taking a 50% off welcome coupon.
Oh my, do you think that that part of the whole Trump thing about making homelessness illegal is they're just going to start loading them onto these Elon planes just to see if they work?
It's just going to start experimenting in the poor. Like, who else has done that in history?
Yeah, exactly.
Isn't making making homelessness illegal? It's essentially like suspending you in high school for skipping school. Like,
Yeah.
buddy, I didn't want to be here to begin with, and now you said to be home legally. Cool. Like, you can't be sleeping in the streets, or we're giving you a house. Like, okay.
Yeah, it gives off very why don't poor people just buy more money kind of vibes.
Have you tried talking to your dad? Like, yeah, he's the one that got hooked on meth with me. Like, uh-oh.
It's not this country's fault that you were given $400 million when you were 18 and just blew it. Like, oh wait, that doesn't happen to everybody?
You guys didn't have a trust fund? Weird.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think that's what they're going to do with this homelessness thing. That's why they're making such a big deal out of it. They're going to be our first crash test dummies.
Is that where we're going into Portland?
No, we're going there for different reasons. But pin in that.
All right. Let's get back to the current issues with our favorite half a trillionaire. So, honestly, the whole thing about people being excited about Archer Aviation partnering with Tesla, I don't get it. Elon Musk is the same guy who's been promising you FSD for about as long as Putin's been around. He does Nazi salutes on stage. And is like the last car of a brand new thing that he rolled out, it looks like it was made to be perfectly displayed on an Atari 2600. And it seems like the actual stock market actually caught something about that one, because they went ahead and tapered back Archer's big bump and they went right back down. But currently the stock's at $12, so it's not like you would have made billions of dollars anyway.
Well, kudos for mentioning the Atari 2600. That one got my nipples hard a little bit. That was love the reference there. And yeah, I don't know. It's like, what if we added more cancer to this company? I just, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Like, Elon still hasn't gotten like regular people like Ubers ready or robo-taxis. Like, what makes you think that, first of all, Archer Aviation, it's dealing with eVTOL, vertical takeoff and landing, but the E is for electric. So essentially, you're relying on an electric battery. Like, we're relying on diesel generators to keep a nuclear power plant going. I will take my chances with those diesel generators before I take my chances of a brand new eVTOL like thing that Elon Musk had his hands in.
Yeah, not to be the make coal great again guy here, but if you're on the road and the battery runs out, which I've experienced, never owned a Tesla, but a different electric car left me for dead on the side of a road. At least I had the shoulder. There's no shoulder in the air. There's just whatever's underneath you.
I mean, it's a shoulder, but it's far away.
Well, hold tight. It'll get closer.
Speaking of making coal great again, sidebar, and probably should have brought this up, but you notice we opened up quite a few thousands of acres for digging coal?
I did see that.
I'm going to have to look more into it, and this is going to be one of those things that I actually write down and follow through on instead of just saying I'll do it. Make coal great again.
Yeah, I definitely saw something about someone making a giant coal purchase for essentially pennies on the dollar. Something's about to happen. rich people just don't buy things just because.
Like, come on, guys. Like, can you just relax for a little bit? We just gave you all these tax cuts. We're about to go F ourselves on our insurance so we can give you more tax cuts. Be like, can you stop the insider trading? Like, no, we want more. Like, God.
Either that or they've been pre-warned about these this nuclear reactor going off, and we're getting ready for leave batteries and head back to coal. Yeah.
Well, I'll never figure it out. But speaking of nuclear reactors, let's go do a quick jump back into a war that is still happening, and that's the Ukrainian war. And one of the things that, I mean, honestly, I can update you again. This village got hit. This nursery got bombed by Russia. Like, it's the same things over there. It's not the same for everybody. Like, some of the pictures I see, cursing the town that's out there. Like, they had just a photo of just one of the main streets, and they have nets all over the place. And the nets are, I mean, people try to go around with their daily life, but when you have that net, it kind of reminds you that any day you could get just effed off this planet by some rogue, like, DJI $200 drone with a hand grenade just coming down on you. So it's kind of not the best place to live, and we take a lot of things for granted here. And it's, yeah, a little somber moment, if you will.
Yeah, I feel like this peace just doesn't feel super peaceful.
No, but we'll get into an actual piece. But for now, I just want to toss in some numbers and the fact, like, yeah, do I want Russia to lose? Like, yeah, I think they're the aggressors on this. It's messed up that they're doing it, but I also have some Russian roots as well, so it's kind of cutting off a nose to spite the face type of deal. So right now, a report came out that about 90,000 troops were lost by Russia in the first 8 months of this war. So if we just go ahead and round it up on a very conservative 100K per year, triple that, that's 300,000. That's more than 250,000 that they have lost out of Russia. These are kids, man, like 18 years old, but the most are 40 years old. So between 18 and 40, that population got decimated. And we've all kind of been, I don't know, kind of bruised, and nobody knows what anything is. Like 17 trillion fentanyl victims were stopped today. Like, numbers don't really mean anything. So as far as wars go, the Afghan campaign that we waged for 20 years, we lost 2,500 people there. We lost them physically that died. A lot more came back with injuries that were visible and some that were not so visible, but everybody came back with something. Iraq was there for about 8 years. Now it's 4,500. And again, visible, invisible scars, invisible scars, everyone had them. So in total, we lost about 7,000 in about 28 years of fighting in 2 wars. The Russians have lost over 250,000 people in 3 years. Like, that's effing huge.
Only if you view people as humans and not just a number because you have an insatiable appetite for land.
It's the fact that it's this one guy on his one quest to go regain parts that aren't his, and his doctrine, and the fact that he essentially silenced all of his critics is allowing him to do that. And he's just raping the country where he's at, and he's destroying another country that's next to him. And it's not making Russia any better. Like, for the gains that they had, the whole story behind it, like what Russia gained this year is minuscule compared to what they have lost. Like, it sucks.
Yeah, I mean, war sucks kind of no matter what time frame you're talking about, but yeah, 100,000 a year seems pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's conservatively, because so far this year, 8 months, 90K. That's saying in the next 4 months, it's only 10,000. I did it in just 100K just to make the numbers make sense. But let's talk about the problems that we have at home, because we have plenty of that. But that's your Ukraine update for today.
All right. Coming back stateside for the Chi-Town Rumble. A video was released this week of ICE agents in Chicago shooting an unarmed priest in the head with a pepper ball from the roof of a DHS office. And I got to tell you, even as a non-believer, this one felt a bit off.
Like, when you mentioned that to me, the worst part about it, I'd be like, "Oh yeah, yeah," like, "Hey man, did you hear about ICE assaulting that priest?" I'm like, "Yeah," when they pepper sprayed that one guy in a church. Like, "Nah, man, they pepperballed the dude off the roof." I'm like, "Wait a second." I was like, "They've hit multiple people from the church." I'm like, "Did they convict them of kid diddling?" It's like, no, 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 they're shooting the ones that don't diddle. Like the ones that do diddle, they protect, but the ones that are actually clean and there for the people, like standing with the masses, like Jesus with the lepers and such, like they're pepperballing them and just macing them in the face. It's wild. But you have to specify which priest got effed up.
Yeah. So luckily, through a little bit of research, this wasn't the rapey kind. So we can feel bad. So video went viral of this, and people are like, all right, man, at some point, even the right's got to draw a line somewhere. Heading over to the Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, who defended the ICE officers on Wednesday, saying, quote, "What this clip video doesn't show is that these agitators were blocking an ICE vehicle from leaving a federal facility, impeding operations." She continued, quote, "Over and over again, law enforcement ordered these agitators to move off of federal property so the vehicle could move. Law enforcement verbally warned these agitators that they would use force if they did not move and stop impeding operations. They did not comply," end quote. She then went on she accused the protesters of throwing rocks, bottles, and even launching fireworks at DHS, but none of that seemed to make the videos. Only an unarmed priest with open arms getting sniped by some a-hole on a roof. Maybe these guys aren't awful, just very, very unlucky with their footage.
How come every time they're talking about ICE getting assaulted and that's how they had to respond, it's like we've seen from A Few Good Men? They're like, "They were shooting at my Marines." Like, and then in the end, they find the footage, but every time we view it here, it's just a dude in like a frog suit just grinding on a flagpole, and that's all we see.
Yeah, the frog guy was awesome, and I think it's great. I cannot wait for more people to show up in costume to protest, and that becomes the new Antifa and the administration's new war on Halloween.
Did you hear that what's it called? Trump came out and he said they arrested the wife of a founding Antifa member?
Yes.
Like, Antifa was started back in the 20s, homie. Like, 1920s. Like, how old is she?
Yeah, it seems a little old for his age bracket that he generally shoots for, but you know what? Good for him, and good for her for still being alive.
Kudos. So, one more thing I told you before we went on. I got a couple bangers to drop in here right now. You mentioned a lady named Tricia McLaughlin.
Yep.
Do you know who that is?
I don't.
Because Tricia's actually been in politics for a minute now. And you know what Tricia's last job was?
Not at all.
Former senior advisor and director of communication at Vivek 2024. She was essentially the press secretary for Vivek Ramaswamy.
And she can pick them.
So, but no, I did a little bit of it, well, not so deep dive. Let's say shallow end of the pool dive. But I went on to her LinkedIn page, and that one's kind of weird. So she went through her education is Sycamore High School, and then she went to University of Maryland in College Park for political science and government. So, but political science and the government, honestly, makes sense for the position she's in. But she's had some other jobs. And some of it doesn't add up because she was in school from 2012 to 2016. And starting in 2013, and it looks like for every part of that year, she was doing internships at some congressman's election campaign. She then, in 2015, became an intern at Macy's. Like, that seems like a little bit of a jump. Do you know what she did after she was an intern at Macy's?
Like Macy's corporate or Macy's like the makeup counter?
just says Macy's. So I'm
I'm
guessing,
gonna go makeup counter.
yeah, if it was corporate, it'd be written on there. When
Yeah.
you just put down Macy's without embellishing, like you were walking in from a perfume aisle. But our girl can punch upward. Do you know what she did afterwards?
I don't.
So, well, first of all, she clearly dyed her hair and worked as an intern on MSNBC. So you go from a perfume counter over to MSNBC. But what really bothers me is what she did afterwards. Um, let's see. About a year later, there's a little bit of a gap here between MSNBC and a financial analyst at JP Morgan.
Okay.
Our girl went to school for political science and government and ended up in JP Morgan. Now, that right there, just being a financial analyst, she then worked for nearly 2 years at the Department of Treasury.
How is she getting this jobs?
You think that's something? Because she was chief of staff to the U.S. presidential envoy for, I will give you 1,000,000 years, and you will never guess that the next words that I'm going to say are nuclear arms control.
Huh.
So, if you ever stuck in a dull mall job, just understand that you could be hanging out with a guy talking about nuclear arms control, and then just going ahead and justifying why priests are getting pepperballed in Chicago.
Just did a little. Just want to touch back. You said she went to University of Maryland, College Park.
Yes.
Okay. Can you guess? Just did a quick search here. How long Maryland has been a blue state?
A long time, I would imagine.
Since 1992 is what
Okay.
what my AI overview here says.
Nice.
So kind of makes you wonder how she didn't get radicalized in college.
Well, that's why she's such a strong woman. She was able to go ahead and fend off all the lesbians and Subarus that were trying to convert her.
Well, I mean, I guess that's fair, but I was always told that's how that goes. You just get radicalized whenever you go to a college, but nonetheless, good for her, I guess, for getting out of there without being swarmed by all those trannies and whatnot.
Yeah. Just out there watching drag queens reading books to kids, like
Exactly. Now we're gonna move this bad boy slightly. No, never mind. We're still saying within our own borders. Ice Barbie, professional puppy killer and amateur cosplay player Kristi Noem showed up in Portland to shoot a video on Tuesday to show all of America the violent, war-torn, ravaged ruins of a once great city called Portland, Oregon. KKK Kristi arrived at Portland DHS office, ascended to the roof, did a quick prayer circle with the staff, and peeked over the edge of the abyss of the leftist anarchy. Now, I'm not eloquent enough to gather the words to accurately describe the scene, but luckily for us, Russian-paid alt-right influencer Benny Johnson summed it up perfectly when he said Noem stared down an army of Antifa. Whew, just gives you chills. And honestly, her strength is so inspiring, it's downright criminal nobody's currently working on throwing her a parade.
I saw the video of this. This is the dumbest thing on the planet. They're all just standing on a roof. And if you've ever had a pretty bad supervisor, they usually assume the Superman pose when they're out there just doing nothing, where they stand feet shoulder width apart and the arms and the hips, just standing there just supervising. Like, they can't contribute anything. They don't know where to fit in, but they're trying to get like a position of power and just looking down, and she's like, I'm wearing these black aviators, these jeans, and this one like t-shirt or something. Like, dude, you guys were yelling at Zelensky for coming from a war zone and not dressing up, and you a-holes don't have a dress code at work. Like, maybe you should be remote working. You might as well walk around in pajamas elsewhere.
Yeah, my nephew has a similar fake bulletproof vest he likes when he plays dress up. So
just came from paintball.
So the old saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the DHS released the Bravest Barbies footage, and Yahoo only needed 13 words to describe the chaos as, quote, about a dozen reporters and protesters, including one guy in a chicken suit.
Like,
can't make it up.
the chicken suit guy's hilarious because he's not even standing there doing anything. Like, he's so lazy. He's like, man, I've been out here for a while. This chicken suit is hot. He's just leaning up on a fence and just looking up at her. And they put the camera down there like it's World War Z, and these guys are just climbing up the walls. And the next shot that you see is these guys decked out as like wannabe SEAL Team 6, like chest rigs, a bunch of like ammo on there, like, hell yeah. Like, bro, you're going against an out of shape like guy in a chicken suit. Like, why do you have night vision goggles on your head, man? Like, you watched way too much Black Hawk Down, homie.
Yeah, the other fun part is they did like a panoramic view because they're so high up, and you can see, from the fifth story a lot of the city, and it's just a beautiful sunny day, and there's nobody out on the streets. There's a guy getting a hot dog at a cart, and it's just like war-torn, ravaged hellscape.
Like, we have farmers markets. Like, you can't be like a crack den and have like vegan goat cheese at the same block. Like, I'm sorry.
Farm to table locks. I'm shocked this place isn't fully on fire. It's nuts.
Like, you're not walking out of a Whole Foods and getting mugged. Like, stop it.
All right. So luckily for us, the White House stepped in to clarify the obvious false claims by Kristi Noem and about what's going on in Portland. Just kidding. White House, quote, for years, an Antifa-led hellfire has turned Portland into a wasteland of firebombs, beatings, and brazen attacks on federal officers and property. Yet the fake news remains in shameful denial about the radical left's reign of terror.
Do you think they can keep doing this because like every MAGA supporter just screams from the couch and like they've never left their state? Like, oh my God, this is horrible. Like, these are the same people who go to Paris and eat at a McDonald's, and that's the only place they'll ever eat at. Be like, I only trust a Big Mac. Like, you are in a culinary heaven, man. Like, F you.
Years and years ago, Alex and I took a trip down to one of the islands off of our coast, and screw it. We went to the Dominican Republic, and all we heard the entire flight over and bus ride to the resort was, guys, you cannot leave this resort. It is a third world country. It is nightmare. They will rob and rape and kill you just for looking at them. Spoiler, it didn't happen. We were all over that damn island.
Dude, it's the whole like fear tactic. Like, I'm gonna go off a limb since a lot of the people on this trip were construction workers, and construction workers tend to vote in one area a little bit more prevalently. Like, this is the same thing that they tell them. Like, Fox News, like, Mexicans are coming to steal your gas ovens. Like, Mexicans don't care about your gas oven, dude. Like, they're out there making tacos on a charcoal grill that's on a hubcap, and it's the most delicious thing that you've ever tasted, but you never will because you're out there getting a freaking, like, a hamburger down at McDonald's.
Anything past ketchup's too spicy for me. Send them to CTOT.
I said no pepper.
Yeah.
I brought my own paprika.
We are pro paprika, by the way. So Noem doubled down on it again and accused the Portland mayor and Oregon governor of covering up terrorism that is hitting their streets. And once again, I'm guessing they're just super unlucky not being able to catch any of that on their video.
Again, it's freaking Few Good Men. Like, there's going to be tapes that come out. These guys, like the guy in the chicken suit has an RPG-7. Like, all this stuff's going to be true, but it's going to be too late. Or, these guys just suck, man. Like, they can't find the Epstein files. They can't find the video of, like, their own people. Like, everyone's got a body cam. Like, every one of those guys has a body cam, but not a single one of them saw, like, the rockets coming at them. Like, F you.
Yeah, how is it that somehow, some way, after all these thousands and thousands and thousands of ICE hirings, nobody has footage of anything remotely dangerous happening except for like ICE agents breaking out people's windows and slamming glass all over their babies? Like, I don't get it. Maybe they're just unlucky. Maybe it's me.
Like, they have drones. Each one of them has a camera. They're out there videotaping and telling everyone else not to videotape. And apparently all these things are just happening as soon as they stop recording. Like, weird.
Well, maybe they're just using those Hamas disguises, like dressing up like Harris Teeters and whatnot.
Did you see the one thing I sent you on Twitter?
Which one?
It's a conversation, and it's somebody on on Twitter, and this guy's talking about Antifa. He's like, "Listen, those Antifa guys have trained in Syria with ISIS. Like, you don't understand how dangerous they are." I'm like, wait, what?
You've created your own boogeyman, and if you were smart, you'd stop releasing any sort of footage. Like, it works better when you don't have any visual to go with. You know, you Hitchcock it. You make people just imagine it in their own minds. Watching just like DC, looking at empty streets and people just hanging out in a park, and you're like, all these homegrown terrorists. It makes no sense to me.
Like, most of these cities nowadays have something where you can find like a cam. Like, New Jersey has like a camera on the boardwalk. I want, like, if you have just far right friends like, oh yeah, Portland's burning. Like, go find some barista shop there, some vegan coffee roaster that I'm pretty sure has a live feed where you can tune into. And you'll just see people ordering like muffins in the morning, a bagel with some lox, and a coffee with a list of instructions 2 pages long. Like, the place ain't freaking burning.
Or they've just built their personalities around this, so that clearly has to be some sort of terrorist code.
Or the baristas are just hackers and they're hiding all the stuff that's really happening there.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
Luckily for Oregonians, Brigadier General Alan Greenwood is in charge of the Oregon National Guard, and he views his job role slightly differently than the puppy murderer does. Speaking to the Oregon State Senate last week, Greenwold said Guard soldiers serve two purposes. One, to defend America, and two, to protect Oregonians. And so by serving in this mission, they will be protecting any protesters at the ICE facilities. And I gotta tell you, it's at least reassuring to hear that someone has common sense in the midst of all this chaos. Also, rest in peace, Cricket.
I actually went ahead and just Googled his name just to make sure he hasn't been fired, and the date he hasn't. And he says the right things, and he says the same thing like Milley said when he was leaving after the first Trump presidency. He's like, listen, man, he's like, we swear an oath to the Constitution. You don't swear to a wannabe dictator. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't get it, man. Some of these things just don't make sense to me, but I've seen people on the right, they're like, hell yeah, it's about time we do it. Like, do what? You've never been to Portland. Like, stop it.
I don't travel into cities that hold more than 100,000 people. They scare me. Also, I'm not afraid of anything.
Try out in a small town. Like, just F off. Just stay in your
Black
small
Little
town.
Mermaid, not on my watch. It's something I'm very, very into.
Yeah.
And don't read into that anymore.
Some children that look different from my kids want to be able to see somebody in the movies that looks like them. Like, hell no. Like, that's destroying Christian values. Like, I don't know what you define as Christian values, but inclusivity seems like it should be one of them.
Oh, I can't wait till they remake Rocky as a transgender Native American. It's going to be the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life. Anywho, speaking of people getting upset about things that are different, did you see Bad Bunny was announced as the Super Bowl halftime performer?
Oh, I saw I think it's John Oliver did a whole thing about him, or it was somewhere else, and it was talking about like these Fox News stations, and it kept zooming from one to another about what they were doing. He's like, bad something else. Like, I've never heard of that before. And they're like, God, it's like, this guy's a no-name performer. Like, no, man. Like, the NFL doesn't put, like, someone who's up and coming They put people who will put butts in the seats.
Yeah, especially when they're trying to grow their international market.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like him and Michael Jackson, basically, right? Or him and Taylor Swift over like the past decade.
He's
Are like
huge.
the
What's it
top
called?
selling musical artists.
He actually just had a residency, I believe, in Puerto Rico to raise money for them. So that was really cool what he did down there. Like he was just down there putting on concerts and everything else, and a bunch of the money that he made, he donated back because the people that the U.S. put in there, there's a whole story about that one, about what they ended up doing. There's like these guys who have consulting fees, like the consult how about get the power back on, and they got paid out multiple millions of dollars, and power still ain't on. It's like, I guess I consulted him, like, it's still off.
Just hits the light switch and like, that'll be $4 million. It's still not working.
Like, I've consulted you that you probably shouldn't do that because it doesn't work. Like, thanks, Captain Obvious.
Well, it's probably their fault for wasting that roll of paper towels Trump tossed at him 8 years ago. Ugh. So boy, oh boy, was the right, really took that Super Bowl halftime show personal. My personal feed was flooded by real American alphas who just couldn't wrap their little alpha brains around the decision. A whole lot of this is America talk, unironically, since, Puerto Rico is an American territory. But it's not like we didn't see this coming. Luckily for the rest of the real Americans, brother, there's another option. Turning Point USA just announced they'll be having their own all-American halftime show. Now, I know what you're thinking. They don't really play a game there, so how can you have a halftime? That's nerd talk. Let's just get ready for this all-American halftime show. Lineup not announced yet. Any guesses who's going to be there?
Well, I think they're tossing out Kid Rock. And I saw a picture of him with someone, I forgot who it was, and Kid Rock has some city miles on that face. Like, I guess what's it called? He hit fame like back in the 90s, so I shouldn't be surprised. It's 30 years later of hard drinking, well, Bud Light. And I'm guessing 17 packs of cigarettes a day.
Yeah, stealing from black culture, financed by your rich car dealership owning daddy, does probably take a toll on you over the years.
But another one I actually heard was Creed. And honestly, I would tune into a Creed halftime show, but I would probably do it afterwards. Because the budget for, what's it called, Turning Point in the NFL is not going to be even close. So I'm guessing it's going to be like a High School Musical at the Turning Point thing versus God knows how many millions of dollars for the Bad Bunny show.
Yeah, I'm guessing Ted Nugent makes an appearance and either plays his hit Cat Scratch Fever or plays Jailbait, where he sings a whole song about nailing someone under 17 years old.
Do you think they're going to shut down a government that day just so the FCC isn't around to fine them for every N-bomb that they drive on live television? Like every racial slur that's on a Turning Point program, like, please. He's worthless Mexican. Like, oh wait, we don't have to beep it now that the FCC shut down. Like, let it rip, boys, America.
Brendan Carr just let it roll, even if they are up and running.
We're going after the mouse instead.
And next up, here's Morgan Wallen with his new hit, Hard R.
Wait, we don't even have to do the abbreviation anymore. It's like hard. Well, I'm not saying it.
Yeah.
Wait until we turn this podcast off.
To the group chat.
Let it fly.
All right, so back to my favorite segment of all time, Shaka 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 Feel Good. Former University of Kentucky swimmer and current bigot Riley Gaines all of a sudden has an issue with the immigration process now that it directly affects her. Gaines married a guy from England who immigrated here to go to college. They got married and just had a baby, and he's trying to get his citizenship squared away, but it turns out it's not the easiest process in the world. She took to the internet and cried about it to her about how she spent thousands of dollars and all this paperwork that they've supplied, and they cannot get his green card because he does not have the COVID vaccine. His paperwork, and because of that, his paperwork can't be pushed through. Now, truth be told, this looks like it happened a few months back, but it's new to me and it brightened my day. So hopefully you missed it and can enjoy it as a new thing like I'm doing right now. Personally, as my opinion, I say we stick with America first. We get this dirty, undocumented immigrant out of our country, and let's toss her anchor baby out of here too. One-way trip to Sea-Top, baby.
Yeah, I was gonna say she might be upset now, but when Trump gets rid of that birthright citizenship, that's a twofer right there. And we like to provide solutions on the podcast. And in order to get a green card, one thing I did for mine is I joined the U.S. Armed Forces here. So better go see your local recruiter, big boy.
Yeah, and you better be clean-shaven and in shape.
Unlike our president, who's a fat body.
No makeup, like Hegseth.
There was what's it called? Videos of Hegseth just slamming bottles of vodka, and it was superimposed over him doing that whole speech, and it showed images of Trump just all bellied up, like, huh?
His waist of his pants up to his nipples.
Oh, I'm better than most PGA golfers. Like, no, you're not, dude. You're literally caught cheating on there. Like, cameras are watching. You can't do that. He's like, yeah, I can. Like, yeah, you probably can.
Well, I believe he's 6'3", 215.
I mean, you think he just step in for Lamar Jackson right now? They could use a studded quarterback, and the guy's in the area.
Oh, is there anything he can't do?
Well, technically, he can't step in for Lamar Jackson because he's going to be attending the Middle East. They finally have a ceasefire. Technically not a ceasefire, but it's an idea of a ceasefire. And it's going to go live in Israel. As soon as Israel votes on it. And parts of Bibi's cabinet have actually come out and said that they're not voting for this actual ceasefire. And parts of Bibi's cabinet are far-right hawks. And there's a whole write-up on why Bibi has a bunch of far-right people. The quick story is because he needed votes. And he's willing to work with people that a couple years ago he swore he would never talk to. And then he put him in his cabinet. So Trump's going to be in the Middle East signing this thing. And peace will happen.
Yeah. Currently still bombing for those of you paying attention.
Uh-huh.
But but peace is right around the corner. We're cool.
So part of the agreement is actually that Hamas has to give up all their weapons. And boy, oh boy, why don't you go back in history and check out any time a nation has given up their weapons before coming to a negotiation table? Like, I don't know, Ukraine gave up its nukes. They're like, yeah, it's cool. We'll provide protection for you, big guy. Like, pinky swear.
Well, luckily, we're definitely still trustworthy.
Yeah.
I don't know if do you think you think the podcast picked up that dramatic eye roll I just did?
I think people listen long enough understand where the eye rolls are coming. But if you don't, then we sound like anti-Semites. So, you know what? All publicity is good publicity, I guess.
Can't wait to run the Department of Energy.
Did you hear what's it called? Trump did this whole thing again about the, he's like, yeah, they're going to go ahead. We have a peace deal. He's like, they're going to go ahead and release the hostages on Monday. Oh, maybe Monday or Tuesday. Like, bro, like,
we're doing it again.
Like, these people are apparently getting murdered and tortured underneath, like Gaza Strip. He's like, I don't know. Like, after the weekend's over, we all clock back in. Within 48 hours, we should have a little bit more clarity. Like, it's freaking Wednesday when you announce this. He's like, yeah, by Monday or Tuesday, we should have a couple guys in wheelchairs with broken legs.
7 to 10 business days.
Like, I'm trying to get my contacts shipped to me right now. We're like, I don't know. We're still waiting on the factory. Like, when's the factory doing it? It's like, but after that, it's going to be 5 days. You guys suck.
Ew, yikes.
So another thing, in case you're wondering, like, well, you know, we have a ceasefire, everything's good, because some actual channels are reporting that we have a ceasefire, like it's the end of everything. Like, it's like WW2 when the sailor grabs that one broad and kisses her in the streets. Like, we're not up at that point right now, because just earlier today, 2 Palestinians, including a child, were injured after Israeli forces opened fire at a town of Jenin in northern West Bank. Israeli soldiers also fired live ammunition. I don't know why we need to put in live ammunition. Like, they haven't used sim rounds or less than lethal ammunition this entire war, but whatever. I'll read through the script. In the south of the West Bank, so where they went ahead and murked 3 Palestinian children between 14 and 16, and not to be outdone, the people without the guns, just Israeli settlers, attacked an elderly man, a 75-year-old guy, and when he was returning from his land, so just really rightful God-fearing folks just beating up a 75-year-old.
Yeah, just like God told them to, and that Torah they love so much. Let's just beat a 75-year-old to death and take his house, like Jesus would have.
So, another article I saw pop up just before we came on here, it was the Hamas says that the U.S. has given them guarantees that Gaza war has ended completely. And guys, what's the one meme where it's the one guy with a rope around his neck looks over at the other guy, he's like, first time?
Yeah, you should see if you can add Zelensky to that meme, and that should be our title card this year.
Just the guy in a turban looking over at a dude wearing hopefully a nice suit.
Didn't even say, has Hamas even said thank you yet?
Yeah, they haven't said thank you for the ending the war yet. Like,
well,
I don't know, man.
Just a bunch of ingrates.
The entire place that we live is now a parking lot, but you guys expect a thank you? Like, yeah, of course we do. Like, you provided those missiles. He's like, yeah, but we also stopped them. He's like, it's not a zero-sum game.
We also provided them free healthcare.
You should wait to see what we did for Argentina, big boy.
Yeah, that guy who cut his hand when he was pouring cement in your wells. Totally covered.
Speaking of Argentina, before we punch out, we didn't mention this last time, did we?
We did not.
They legit had a concert in Argentina after we sent them $20 billion. So, just for all you America First crowd, just understand that our tax dollars, instead of funding people's lunches in school, not illegals, actual U.S. citizens who are slightly worse off than you, we're sending money down there and they're having concerts while you're paying $20 for a steak. Well, per pound for a steak.
Yeah, and that guy looks kind of unhinged, like when he's in a suit. Super unhinged, all in leather, and just rocking out because, screw it. He just got free $20 billion. Plus all that money he's making on selling soybeans to China.
The only man who can pull off an all-leather suit is Rob Halford from Judas Priest. Outside of that, don't try it.
I feel like Chappelle did a special in all leather once, and it looked pretty good.
Send it over to me. It's not going to look better than Rob Halford.
And Eddie Murphy's Delirious. I'm pretty sure he wore a full red one. Nah, that was like a jumper, though. That was all one piece.
Come on.
Never mind. You're right.
Come on, I want all the smoke. Go try to beat Rob Halford.
Yeah, I'll ruin my algorithm by dudes in leather.
I'll just strengthen mine. I'm Alex Midway.
And I'm Eric Halsey.
Daddy, chill.
Later, Gators.